Ever had that sinking feeling when you realize you're on the wrong side of history? Tonight's story is about Mark, a salesman who had it all. The fancy car, the expensive suit, the high-paying job. But his job came with a dark secret. He worked for a massive pharmaceutical company, and his mission was to push a new painkiller called Relivion in a small, unsuspecting town. His bosses called it a miracle. Mark knew it was a lie. The drug was highly addictive. What happens when a polished sales pitch crashes into a devastating reality? Stick around to find out. Mark sat in his shiny rental car, staring at the River's End family clinic. Inside his briefcase were samples of Relivion and glossy charts promising fast relief with low risk. He knew that was a lie. His phone buzzed. It was his boss, Johnson. "Mark, push the fast-acting part. Don't worry about the warnings. Get the doctor to sign. Big bonus for both of us." Mark hung up, feeling sick. He fixed his tie, put on a fake smile, and walked inside. The waiting room was old and quiet. A few people waited, an old man coughing, a young man with a broken arm, and a woman in the corner, silently weeping. Tears streamed down her face as she clutched a small framed photo. Mark felt a pang of awkwardness and looked away. "Hi, I'm Mark Harris. I have a 10 o'clock with Dr. Evans," he told the tired-looking nurse. "He's running a little behind. Please, have a seat." Mark sat as far from the crying woman as he could, pretending to check his phone. But he couldn't ignore her deep, broken sobs. After a few minutes, the nurse approached the woman. "Susan? Dr. Evans can see you now." Susan looked up, her eyes empty. "Talk? What's there to talk about? It's too late." She held up the picture. It was a smiling young man in a football uniform. "He's gone," Susan whispered, her voice cracking. "My boy, my Kevin. He's gone." Mark froze. Susan's voice rose, filled with anguish. "The doctor, he promised me it was safe. He said it was a miracle drug." Mark's blood ran cold. Miracle drug. His company's favorite phrase. "It was just his knee from football," Susan cried. "So the doctor gave him oxycane. He said it was new, safe, not addictive. They all said it." Mark stopped breathing. Oxycane. That was his drug. The one he'd pushed 3 years ago. The one that bought him his promotion, his bonus, his new house. He remembered his boss saying, "It's safe, Mark. Less than 1% chance of addiction. Tell them all." And he did. "He couldn't stop," Susan sobbed, clutching the photo. "He lost his job. He stole from me. He wasn't my Kevin anymore. This morning, I found him. He overdosed. My baby is gone." The room was heavy with sorrow. Mark felt bile rise in his throat. The charts in his briefcase for Relivion used the exact same words. Safe. Low risk. A new miracle. He was here to sell the next version of the poison that had killed this woman's son. Just then, the nurse called his name. "Mr. Harris, Dr. Evans is ready." Mark walked into the office on leaden legs. Dr. Evans, an older man with a kind but pained face, looked exhausted. "Mr. Harris, from the drug company," he said flatly. "You heard that out there, didn't you?" Mark just nodded, speechless. "Susan's son, Kevin," the doctor said, rubbing his eyes. "I delivered that boy. 3 years ago, a sales rep just like you sat in that chair. He told me oxycane was a miracle. Safe. He gave me charts. And I believed him. I wanted to help my patient." The doctor's voice hardened. "That boy is the 5th patient I have lost to that drug. 5. In this small town." He gestured toward Mark's briefcase. "So, what's the new miracle you have for me today, son? What's the new lie?" Mark looked down at his shiny briefcase. He saw Susan's face, the picture of Kevin, the 5 lives lost. He heard his boss's voice promising a bonus. Slowly, deliberately, he snapped the 2 latches of his briefcase shut. Click, click. He stood up. Dr. Evans, Mark said, his voice hoarse, I am so sorry. For her son. For everything. He met the doctor's gaze. I don't have anything for you today. Mark turned and walked out of the office, through the empty waiting room, and into the bright sunlight. His phone was ringing. Johnson. He let it ring. He walked to a public trash can, opened his briefcase, and dumped the samples of Relivion and all the lying charts inside. He tossed the empty briefcase in after them. His phone buzzed again. A text from his boss. What are you doing? Call me now! Mark looked at the phone, took a deep breath, and turned it off. He didn't know what was next, how he'd pay for his car or his house. But as he walked away, leaving his old life in a trash can, he knew one thing for sure. For the first time in a very long time, he felt clean. What a powerful story about choices and consequences. What do you think of Mark's decision? Was it too late, or is it never too late to do the right thing? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If this story moved you, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's free and helps us bring more stories like this to you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.